Welcome to a new update. We're going to discuss the current correction of Bitcoin, at least that has been happening in the past 24 hours. We're going to explain why that has been happening overall. We're going to discuss a few setups that I've been looking at with Bitcoin, which I've discussed yesterday as well. And we're going to look at Ethereum, which is also one, and we're going to dive a bit into some altcoins today. So before we continue, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also check out our partnership with ByBit. I've got my trade portfolio running. It's up approximately 8 to 9% in a week. You can follow that in our platform, which you can test for 1 month for free if you sign up through our ByBit affiliate link. If you deposit more than $1,000, you are also going to get $100 for free. So make sure to use that. Now, this update has been done earlier today, given the fact that I'm currently in Brussels, where I'll be speaking alongside Quentin Francois at the Binance meetup. Going to be a lot of fun, but that's why I'm not around at the later stages of today to make an update. So, in the past 24 hours, we have been witnessing a correction of Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been losing a crucial level. I'll just use a clean chart before I start discussing my setups. But we have been losing a crucial level, which is the area around 16.9k. That was the one that we should be holding on to, and also the range we have been acting in between, right? So right now the job is to do the exact same as what we have been witnessing previously. So we've got this range that we have been acting in. We've got this fake out to the upside. If we want any bullishness, this has to be a fake out to the downside. So Bitcoin has to reclaim 16.9, and then we can start continuing the momentum to the upside. If that is not going to be the case, we're going to go lower. And why have we been correcting? Well, we have been correcting because the Dow Jones and S&P and the indices started to show some weakness, as they have also been cracking the high and failed to continue to do so and failed to hold it, through which it's going to test the range lows, which is currently happening, which we have also been seeing on the Nasdaq, which came back towards the range lows here as well. Very comparable price action to Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin is way lower at this point, and I think that if FTX wasn't happening, we were looking at a level around 25 to 30k for Bitcoin in the end. But the indices are showing weakness, and the dollar is showing some strength, which we have been seeing here. Pretty decent bounce on the dollar after a very heavy correction, as we can see on the higher time frames. We have been witnessing a very, very strong correction on the dollar, through which, again, Bitcoin would have been trading way higher than it should right now. However, it has been correcting, and a bounce is overdue, and therefore indices starting to show some weakness, and the dollar starts to show strength. So Bitcoin has been consolidating within the range, but Bitcoin has been falling south now as well, due to the fact that it's probably a lagging move, and therefore you are looking at this correction right now. So what are the scenarios that I'll be looking at when it comes to Bitcoin trading? It's relatively simple. I think the upper scenario is currently gone. So the first scenario, which I've been looking at, was a reclaim of the level around 17.2. We have been testing it in the past 24 hours. However, we were instantly rejecting it, through which the range high becomes resistance again, and then you're going to squeeze to the other side and take out the lows, which we have currently been doing. So we have been taking out all those lows, and we've still got this gap that we have here. However, we have been rejecting 17.2, so the upper scenario for longing 17.2 is currently gone for me. In that way, we've got two scenarios still to go forward with. The first one is we have been losing the support level, and we have been taking these lows. So ultimately, most of the traders are currently waiting for the long between 16.1 to 16.5, because this entire block is very interesting to look at. That is still a key trigger for me to watch as well, and a key trigger to probably long if we are going to get there. And if we are going to get there is depending on the fact whether we are going to reject at 16.9. If the market is going to reject at 16.9 and starts to drop south, that is going to be a trigger for longing 16.1 to 16.5. The other scenario that we have with Bitcoin is the one that you see on the chart. It is a reclaim of 16.9 here, and if we reclaim that level, the target becomes 18.1. I still believe that we're currently into a phase where you want to start looking for longs. Shorts can be done through scalps, but we are making higher lows here and we are making higher highs, so we are currently seeking for a higher low still to be made, and the most optimal long area for that is the area around 16.5. But I think maybe we are not going to be hitting it, but if we are hitting it, I'm definitely looking at one. Preferably we want to see a reclaim of 16.5. Now, once we are looking at altcoins, we can see the exact same. Range resistance rejections taking place here on ETH. Another rejection taking place on a previous resistance here at 1280, and now we are into the zone for longing. However, preferably what you want to see is a bounce, another sweep or reclaim, and then you can start triggering the longs, because then you get the additional confirmation of Ether just holding on to the level that we have right now, and Ethereum going to continue moving towards 1340 and towards 15.5. The other scenario for Ether is that we don't hold at this block, and then I'm going to look at longs around 1160 again, but then you get into a period where it's going to be hard to judge whether the trend continues to go up. So preferably you don't really want to see it going lower than 12. So you want to see it hold above 1200. You want to see Bitcoin not going all the way towards 16.5 in that case, because if we do, then we're going to see Ether dropping down even more. Another final one was Chainlink. I was primarily looking at this trade here, and the second trade is the current one, which is the one that we are facing here at the block. The aggressive one was stopped out. We had a slight bounce taking place here, but right now we can see that we've got this block that we are acting into as support. Staking is also live, which induced additional sell pressure on Chainlink, and right now we get the same conclusion as with Bitcoin and ETH. You clearly want to see a bounce taking place, and then you want to see it sweep the low, reclaim the low, and then you can start targeting all those highs to be taken out, and you can start targeting the range high towards $8 and preferably even $8.60. So currently it's a waiting game, but overall it's all getting into long regions right now for me, and that's what I'll be looking at when it comes to trading. The setups are quite clear. If you want to follow my trading even more, definitely check out the platform, and also make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll see you again tomorrow.